Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is September 2nd, Sunday, and welcome to the broadcast tonight. This is Kringle Kim, and tonight is the night before the Sun Button meetings. So just wanted to remind everybody to make sure they attend the Sun Button meeting. I know here in the United States it's a holiday tomorrow, but there still will be a Sun Button meeting at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So make sure you go to your back office, your Kringle Cash back office, and make sure you have your Sun Button turned on. And then you'll have, if you do, you have a Sun Button tab in your Kringle Cash back office, and click on that. And for tomorrow morning, it's in English with TBC Randy. And then on Tuesday, it's Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. There's one for tomorrow morning on Monday for English, and then there's two tabs for Tuesday, which are one's in French by Mr. M. V. Derek, and the other one is in Hindi by Mr. Pritam. I'm sorry, thinking of the name right now. But anyway, there's one at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time in Hindi, and I'm sure, I don't know what times they are in other parts of the world, but just go in and make sure that you have 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And if you don't have your Sun Button turned on, make sure you do. These are wonderful ways to learn in TBC Kringle about what's going on. And of course, if you want to qualify for the September cruise contest, you will have to attend all the Sun Button meetings in September. So if you are interested in qualifying for the September cruise contest, make sure that you attend the Sun Button tomorrow morning, and also that you do a broadcast before this Friday, September 7th. And if you do those two things will also get you 1,000,000 cookies for each, the Sun Button meeting, and when your broadcast is approved, you'll get 1,000,000 cookies for that too. So it's a great way to earn more cookies, 2,000,000 cookies that you can redeem in November for TBC Kringle. And since it is Sunday night, instead of reading the mission statement, I would like to read the questions. And if you haven't taken the Sun Button test, then they're good, you know what you're getting in for. And if you have passed the Sun Button test, it's a good way to remind us all what TBC Kringle is about. So question number 1 is, your world is rapidly changing, and a window of opportunity is open for humanity to move in the direction of abundance for all. While the status quo is quickly moving towards exercising greater power and control over the masses through technology, this window of opportunity will be shut within the next couple of years if we let them close it. Collectively, our children will inherit the world we leave behind. When enough of humanity embraces abundance as a lifestyle, together we can empower each other to enjoy it. We want people to understand our coin and its purpose and mission before they make a purchase or pay any fees for it. Passing this test will demonstrate you do understand what we are offering and agree to willingly participate within our private community. The value of our coin is directly tied to our membership agreement and has nothing to do with the market, which is why our coin always appreciates in value as our membership grows. We know this is highly unusual within our world as it is today. We lead in the abundance movement with this coin. It has been designed to empower its users greatly. All of this is based on the idea that a living man or woman is actually worth more than their weight in gold. Life is more valuable than any pile of rocks. So the question is, what determines the value of our coin? And again, this is ending poverty globally, the abundance for all. And we have to think of abundance for all, positive a law of attraction. So, of course, what would be the answer to this question? Living men and women are more valuable in this world than anything, and worth more than money and everything. So, anyway, question number 2. Because we are a private community, we are entitled to self-regulation with our centralized coin network, and discounters of our coin will have their send buttons turned off by admin. Other abusive behavior within our community could also result in the same thing. If a member's send button is turned off, they will be given a period of time to reform, and then they can get their send button turned back on. We have seen that decentralized coins tend to lose their value because of a small number of people. Discounting them will drive the price down sharply and ultimately create loss for all users of these coins. A coin such as ours is based on the principles of abundance and requires a responsible admin to regulate its use centrally. The best way to view our coin is as a community property, and each member is a steward over their portion. This is implied within the membership agreement. So are you allowed to transact with our coin at any price of your choosing? Question number 3. The greatest risk to using our coin is what's called legislative risk. The concept of an abundance-based currency is disruptive to the current financial system created by the elites. Governments and lawmakers may at any time deem TBC to be unlawful and within any specific country. One can observe the reactions governments have concerning Bitcoin as an example of this legislative risk. It is possible at any time that coins purchased could become worthless again within countries that write laws against the use of these coins. No refunds of any kind can be expected if this happens to the coins you purchase. It is not the responsibility of admin of TBC to keep track of all the laws in all the countries at all the time. Each member is responsible for knowing the laws within the countries that they reside and act accordingly. Are refunds available if these coins become illegal within the country of purchaser? And I think by listening to that question, you probably know the answer. Question number 4. There is undeniable historical evidence that the current global financial system and its associated markets are all designed to be parasitical by its nature. It is completely rigged to make the rich richer and the poor poorer, ultimately feeding the elites greater wealth as they are the parasites positioned at the top of this elaborate scheme of propagating artificial scarcity while brainwashing the masses institutionally. References such as the establishment, the powers that be, and the status quo are used to describe the current unnatural system. Participation in a community and its private money that embraces the truth about the nature of the abundance on earth can be seen as a form of protest. It is far better than any form of protest is not done in ignorance. To be part of our community is to knowing protest. To be a part of our community is to knowing protest the very system that spreads global poverty and the ultimate demise of mankind if it is left to reach its final destination. So the question is it wise to challenge the powers that be by belonging to a private community that has chosen to go its own way towards the ideal of abundance? So I think that is what we're trying to achieve here. Admin is in charge of the coin, but we are, as members of the community, are trying to achieve abundance for all. Question 5. The mission of TBC is to end poverty globally. To succeed at this mission, the community must grow to 1 billion members, which in turn raises the price of each TBC coin to 1 billion grains of gold each. The admin of TBC has created a distribution system that will in turn create about 1 million billionaires and 1 billion millionaires for a sustainable and robust TBC economy at a cost of $110 USD by each participant during the distribution phase of TBC. All of these wealthy TBC members will have more than enough resources to fully employ the remainder of humanity and thus end poverty globally once and for all. Over time, this community will become more and more organized in its effort to achieve this grand mission. Is it really possible to ever end poverty for all on Earth? Yes. Well, the plan may seem too simple. Clearly, the sheer scope of the numbers involved in this plan to end poverty globally make it more than possible. And I'm trying to think of a saying. You have to be able to picture something clearly in detail. It will come about. There was a movie years ago about building a baseball field in the middle of the Iowa cornfields. And I remember the saying from that was, if you build it, they will come. So what we are all doing as part of our TBC Kringle peer-to-peer community is we're building a community, we're building a value of a coin, and they will come. Question number 6. Mankind has always enthusiastically embraced the advances in technology. At one time, not too long ago, having a telephone in your car was only available to the richest among us. Now, even some of the poorest people on Earth carry a smartphone in their pockets. Advancements in all areas of technology have gone vertical in the development curves. Great change is coming as a result. Either these technologies will liberate mankind to make any dream possible, or they will doom mankind towards an inescapable enslavement and a misery never before seen for mankind. Knowledge of all things is practically available for all at our fingertips today. Our community seeks to empower even the smallest among us to rise up and fulfill their respective purposes embedded within each the day they were born. We are recreating our collective environment to allow each of us to flourish in abundance. So the question is, can we do something about not starving to death as robots take over all our jobs? So TBC is better than a money system and is driven by the people instead of the elites, and the community embraces the truth about abundance. Question number 7. Currently, TBC is centralized, and the admin has the power to turn on and off the send buttons of each of its members. At first, admin launched TBC as a decentralized coin network, and due to members discounting the TBC coins, the abundance-based currency idea practically died in that environment. The coin network was rebuilt and centralized as a result in order to continue to spread the concept of an abundance-based currency. Admin remains unknown for the same reasons the creator of Bitcoin remains unknown. Admin could have walked away from a decentralized system and easily remained unknown. TBC is still very much under development at this time, and admin is needed to keep the system going for now. Once we are close to the end of the distribution phase, admin will redesign the entire coin network to once again operate in a decentralized fashion. It is in the best interest of all participants within the TBC community to respect the privacy of admin and allow the TBC community to grow quickly. So the question is, isn't it vital to my success within the TBC community to personally know the identity of the TBC admins? And that is, it would be false. And I know on Facebook and things, a lot of times, even within the TBC community, there are scams going around where they're going to trade your TBC for cash. And that is a scam. You will get burnt. I haven't done it, but I have heard other people. Yet I still see it popping up in some of the Facebook groups and things. And my feeling is we have the cash flow system to convert TBC to cash by actually selling the TBC to other people within our community. And otherwise, we are building our community till we get to 1 billion members. So at that point, we will use TBC as cash instead of trading it for US dollars. We will be using it instead of US dollars. So patience is a virtue. Question 8. Each member of TBC is responsible to stay updated and educated in TBC by going to the blog and studying its contents daily. The next question will require you to go to the blog and read a specific article in order to answer it correctly. And it says, please go to and read the blog of March 28th, 2018, Greed versus Abundance. And that is in a poster, article, and movie. So if you go to the blog on 328 to the little search thing where it has the magnifying glass, and go to 2018/303/28/Greed versus Abundance poster, article, movie. Isn't greed a good motivator for those of us in TBC to build a life of true abundance? What do you think the answer to that is? That's a pretty easy one for me. I think right now, our current money system is run on greed. The rich are getting richer and the poor are poorer. The rich are greedy, not all of them, but the elite ones that are running our system at this point are the greedy ones. So question number 9. The entire concept and ultimate success of TBC with its mission to end poverty globally cannot be achieved on the backs of a relatively small number of TBC leaders. It should be self-evident that a real challenge to the powers that be must be done by a mass majority of the population. And in this way, the population is the TBC Kringle community. The only way for humanity to unshackle itself from debt-based enslavement system of today and to avoid the high-tech enslavement matrix of a tomorrow is by each finding their own voice to carry out their personal freedom from it. We each must be responsible for our respective freedoms. Leaders lead, but they cannot free you. You and only you can set your course towards freedom. Support leaders within the TBC community with everything you have. Learn to become a leader yourself. Start by finding your voice. We encourage all members of the TBC community to publish and promote TBC testimonials on YouTube and to upload them to the website. And there is a button on the Kringle Cash back office that says testimonials, and you can click on that and you can record your testimonial ahead of time, and then you can upload it to that website. All members should learn how to do live YouTube broadcasts and participate as much as possible on the 24/7 live broadcast schedule. The 24/7 live broadcast is a far better solution to answering the questions of TBC prospects and new members than a live chat feature sponsored and paid for by the TBC admin. And then the question is, isn't my voice too small to make a difference in the overall success of TBC? And I think the answer would be obvious that it's no. That would be no. We are all important in the overall success of TBC, each single one of us. And we can affect, I always remember this movie I watched called, what is it? Basically Within 6 Degrees of Separation, I believe is the name of the movie. But basically we are only separated from everybody on the whole globe by 6 degrees of separation. And if you think about it, I was talking about this last night, how one person can actually be responsible for the creation of 1 billion members in TBC. If we each share with the gift with 10 people, and then each of those 10 people share the gift with 10 people, now we're at 100 people. Actually, 111 people. Yourself, the 10 people. But basically, I'm just going to stick to times 10. So basically, 1 degree would be 10 people. 2 degrees would be 100 people. 3 degrees would be 1,000 people. 4 degrees would be 10,000 people. 5 degrees would be 100,000 people. 6 degrees would be 100,000 people. 7 degrees would be 1,000,000 people. 8 degrees would be 10 million people. 9 degrees would be 100 million people. And 10 degrees separated from you would be 1 billion people. And if you figure all those, there's 7 billion people on Earth. So everybody's interacting and part of a large community. That truly is true. We can be connected to almost everyone on Earth. It just starts with each one of us sharing it with 10 people. And that's fairly simple. And then we're going to teach everybody else to share with at least 10 people. So the last question is, TBC members are not allowed to be negative about TBC in public, such as making a negative Facebook post or comment on any social media. This is also a form of discounting the TBC currency. When a member is caught doing such things, other members will report it as abuse to admin, and your send button will be turned off for a period of time. We are creating wealth at hyper speeds for all of our members, and we will not allow abuse. If you don't like our policies and terms of conditions for our private currency, aka our rules, then please don't join us. So the question is, it shouldn't matter if I choose to express a negative opinion in a public forum. I have a right to do so, correct? And I think the answer would be obvious. If it's going to hurt TBC Kringle, you would not only be hurting the value of the coin, but you would be hurting all the other members within the community. So you can't always be expected to the answer would be incorrect, because your negativity expressed openly in public, such as on Facebook, not only jeopardizes your purchase of TBC coins and their value, but it brings harm to the entire TBC community. And the best place to share your negative opinion is with a TBC leader privately, so that has the opportunity of becoming resolved for you and all. And this is too where it's really important to watch the testimonials. They're all positive. There's hundreds and hundreds of them now. And we used to do a testimonial before you had a send button. So I know there's probably at least 1,000 testimonials on the Kringle.cash back office. And if you go and look at any of those, you will see all the positive aspects of TBC. And that will also probably answer a lot of your questions. And another way to answer a lot of your questions is, even before you possibly take the send button test, if you have questions, go to the blog, go to the education tab, and go to the that takes you to the blog, and that will answer a lot of your questions. Watch some of the broadcasts. You might have some of your questions answered there, and you can ask in the chat room. And then two, I want to make sure, for those of you that are broadcasters, tomorrow after the send button meeting, there is a broadcast, another meeting, a Zoom meeting for the broadcasters. You would contact TBC Randy about a link for the broadcaster meeting if you don't have one already. And also, I put in here underneath the video, a very important thing if you want to become an expert TBCian or a leader that learns how to teach others, how to teach others, how to teach others. Like we were talking about, spreading the wealth of TBC Kringle, sharing the gift, sharing the wealth. There is a link. Go to tbcrandy.com, and there is a cash flow elevator coaching class. And if you really want to be in the know and know how to do everything, I suggest that you go to that link. It is $10 a week. I think if you get 12 weeks, it's $100. And then that saves you having to go in every week. And then you also receive 2 Kringles for your each $10 purchase. So that's another way to purchase some TBC also for your, that goes directly into your wallet too, as long as you fill out the, after you sign up for the class and pay the $10. And then there will be 2 Kringles deposited to your TBC009.net wallet. And then you go in and do the buyer verification, and TBC Randy will approve it. And then it will be a verified purchase in your wallet. So I hope this broadcast answered some of your questions, and I hope to see everyone on the send button meeting tomorrow and the broadcaster meeting. I hope to see you all qualifying for the September contest, where the prize is an interior stateroom on the cruise boat next March 2019 for the 3rd anniversary of TBC. And I also hope to see you register for the cash flow elevator coaching class. And if you do, and you heard about it here on this video, please let them know that Kringle Kim told you about it. So have a wonderful evening, and for those of you in the U.S., after the send button meeting, I hope you have a wonderful Labor Day. Good night. Kringle Kim signing off.